How's it going, everyone? What the heck? Where are my Coke cans? Alright, all jokes aside, my Coke can collection or bottles are actually right here next to me, and I'm going to talk about each and every single one of them because I had a friend who watched my latest video, if you guys can look at it over here or over here, wherever it's going to be, and basically was just like, hey, I just noticed that you have like this like collection or like Coke cans, whatever, and can you talk about it? So I was like, alright, sure. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about them, but the first two I'm going to talk about don't really have that much significance other than liked them. There was a phase in my life where I was really interested in like anything that's like Asian or whatever, because obviously. And so yeah, this is pretty much just because I thought they looked cool. So as a disclaimer, this is not a Coke can, but this is a Monster can. As you can see, the reason why I got it was because it looked cool. It has like the Chinese characters and like a dragon, and it has tea and passion fruit. I don't know if it will like, there you go, tea and passion fruit. So or not passion fruit, dragon fruit. And nothing says more Asian than dragon fruit. So, I don't remember what this tastes like, but obviously I'm pretty sure I liked it. Yeah, this is pretty much the only reason why I have this one was because I was like, hey, it's Monster, it's Asian, it's cool. I got this at Little Tokyo, that like market in Little Tokyo, that like small one. I'm pretty sure if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. This next one is actually a Coca-Cola Peach, which is, I assume is from Japan. Yeah, it has like Japanese lettering on it, but yeah, this is like a Coca-Cola Peach. I thought it was pretty good. It's just a plastic bottle. Wanted to keep it because again, it was Asian and it looks cool. I didn't get this in Japan. I also got this in Little Tokyo. I think I got this one and the Monster one at like the same day. So again, just wanted to get it because it was Asian and I thought it was cool and it's different. I mean, Coke Peach. Alright, so now we're going to get to the heart of all the ones that were pretty much on display. So I had this idea to collect Coke cans or bottles from any country that I have traveled to, because I realized that, you know, when I've gone to like Mexico or Taiwan, that Coca-Cola is pretty much everywhere. That's like the one drink that is everywhere. So I figured it'd be cool to collect them to see, you know, like how different they are, or just to try to see if the flavor tastes like any different. And to be honest, I don't remember. There are drinks, you know, Coke drinks that are slightly different in other countries. It's like very faint, you can't really tell. I mean, at the end of the day, soda is just soda. Okay, so I studied abroad in 2014 in Hong Kong, and I got the opportunity to travel to other countries while I was over there, and that's when I had this bright idea to start collecting Coke cans. As a disclaimer, I did not get one from Hong Kong at that time. I don't know why I didn't, but I do have one from Hong Kong, and I'll talk about that more later. But the very first country that I went to while I was abroad in Hong Kong is Thailand, and so this is the Thai Coke can, as you can see, and here is that like character in Thai. Sorry for the damage, you know, I had to basically carry it with me and hold it, and it just got like messed up. But yeah, this one's from Thailand. Like even some of the ingredients are in Thai. So that's cool, and you know, it's a taller bottle compared to most. So yeah, this is like pretty much what started the collection, and it's kind of funny that it's like pretty damaged because it shows that there's like a lot of character in it. So for me to have this one as the very first one, it just brings a lot of memories, and I'll never forget being there. So number one. So the biggest dream for a lot of people, I think, is to visit Japan, and I had the opportunity to go, and it was amazing. I think we went to Osaka first, and then we went to Kyoto and then Tokyo, 3 days each, so about 9-day total trip, and it was great. It was awesome. I totally loved being there. And now that I think about it and remember, I think that the drink that I probably remember the most is the one from Japan, the Coke one, because that one for sure I remember tasted different, but it was still, you know, it had that like Coke taste. I don't know how to describe it. I just know it's different. And also, I think out of all of them, this one is probably the most interesting bottle or can, and it's this. This is the one that I have from Japan. I remember I got it from a vending machine at the airport. So as you can see, all of the ingredients are in Japanese. So this one was definitely pretty good. I remember liking this drink. And I just thought it was like, look how interesting this is. You know, the can being like of this shape. Japanese people, man, they do everything very different and very cool. So this is number two. So I have obviously been to Mexico, and I have never really thought of, you know, collecting cans, but I do remember I did go on a day trip with some friends doing some community service and whatnot, and the most popular, I guess, perception of Mexican Coca-Cola is that it's like super sweet, tastes better, and that it has real sugar. Mexican Coke still tastes better. I don't know why, but it does. And they're usually like in these like giant like glass bottles. But I went to a taco restaurant there. I think it was Tacos del Gordo. I think that's what it was in TJ. And they had like this tiny one. Look at this little tiny one. I'm pretty sure they have like more common ones now, but at that time, you know, I saw this and I was like, whoa, I gotta keep it. So this one is definitely, if you've had Coke from Mexico, you know that how delicious this is. It's so good. So this one is from Mexico. Different from all the ones. I think this is the only one that is like in a glass bottle. The rest are all cans, but yeah. Hecho en Mexico. Okay, so this one is interesting. Like I mentioned earlier, I traveled to Hong Kong, but I never got one. I don't know why. So I didn't grab a Coke can from Hong Kong. But this one, a friend traveled to Hong Kong, and then I asked her to bring me back a Coke can. I was hoping she would like drink it or empty it and then give me the can, but no, she actually like kept the Coke inside, so I had to drink it. But yeah, this one is from Hong Kong. It's like during Christmas time. I think this is like in 2016 or something. And it looks the same like up front, but if you look closely, some of the ingredients are written in Chinese. They have yeah. So this one, Merry Christmas, is from Hong Kong. So pretty cool. Now obviously I would have these in terms of order of places that I've been to, but they're in order of, I think, when I received them. So that's why they are the way that they are. Alright, so this next one is probably the smallest one out of them all. Very common in this country. It is this one. Look at this. Look how tiny this is. I think this is still a little bit different in terms of like some of the mini ones that you guys have here. So based off of the language, sabor original. This one is from Costa Rica. So I went to Costa Rica twice. I think once in 2016, once in 2017. And great experience. Very nice country all around. The food is so good. They have a dish called a casado, which means like marriage in Spanish, and it's so good. They have like black beans with rice, fried plantains, some sort of like, it's always like fruits and vegetables, and like very like small like protein, because a lot of their meat is like imported, but they have like a lot of fruits and vegetables there. And the fruits taste so good there. Like, oh my lord, I cannot compare anywhere in the world. Costa Rican fruit is so good. Yeah, so this Coke can is from Costa Rica. Pura vida. Alright, so this next one is also kind of very similar to the one in Thailand. You know, kind of skinnier, taller. So this one, Coca-Cola. But as you can see on this side, it says Coca-Cola, which this is from Taiwan. So I've been to Taiwan several times. While I was studying abroad in Hong Kong, I had the opportunity to go to Taiwan for like, I think like a 4-day weekend, 5-day weekend. I didn't get one at that time, but I did study abroad there in 2017, and I lived there for a couple months, and oh my lord, it was amazing. I remember my ai, so my aunt I was staying at, she told me like towards the end of my trip, she was just like, oh, like you got chubbier, like, you know, you're a little bit, I don't want to say fatter, but you know, just chubbier, like you're more full. Does that make sense? And yeah, so I guess it was just, the food is so cheap, so good there. And she lives like super close to a night market, and I went to the same night market almost like every day 1 week. So if you don't know what a night market is, it is basically an outdoor swamp meet of food. That is the best way of describing it, but that's not really what it is. But anyway, this is from Taiwan. Alright, this next one is also very similar to the Taiwanese one, because this is coming from China. So this one's from China. This one has like, I think this was when Bumblebee was coming out, so it has like Bumblebee on here. I tried to look for one that, you know, didn't have any advertisement. I tried to get like the most neutral ones, the ones that are like don't have any advertisement, but this was the only one that they had, so I was alright, cool. This one's slightly taller. I got this one when I went to Shanghai with like a group of college friends, and that was the first time I had ever been to China, to be honest, and still the only time, just that one time. And it was a very interesting experience. I have to admit, having this was I went to Shanghai right after I was living in Taiwan for a couple months, and when I went to Shanghai, I have to admit that there was a culture shock. Like, it was so different in many ways, and just like by small things. So for example, in Taiwan, they have a system, like a public transit system called the MRT, where it's just like trains and whatnot, and so they also have it in Shanghai. But the difference is that in Taiwan, you know, there's you have to stand behind the line. People like kind of queue up or like line up in this like little row. You're not allowed to eat or drink anything as soon as you pass like the main gate, like when you pay. As soon as you pass that gate and like step down, like on the escalator down to the platform, you're not allowed to eat or drink anything, not even water. And in China, which I was like kind of taken aback by, but before you take the public transit, you have to go through security. So you have to like take off your bags, you know, put it through the thing. They have to like scan you and everything. And I just thought that was like, what on earth? Like, what is going on? Nothing wrong with that, but I was just like surprised because you think that, you know, people would just go in and out with no problem. So anyway, I've been talking too long about this, but yeah, this is Coke can from China, from Shanghai. Alright, so this next one is also from Mexico, and this is a Coke can, actually. But the reason why I got this was because this was the most recent time that I went to Mexico, which I was in 2018, during the time of the World Cup. So I thought that this was a very, like, significant time to get one that is, look at this, look how cool this is. But yeah, this is a time when obviously Mexico was in the World Cup and USA wasn't. This was the first time in a long time that I went with like a lot of family members and not just my mother and me. My mother and me. So, I mean, what else could you say? I mean, boom. Look at this. This next one is from 2019. This is from last year. This is last, I think, February or March. This one looks, you know, completely normal, you know, just like a regular one. If you were to just walk by it, you'd be like, oh, it's a regular Coke can. But no, if you look closely, right here, I don't know if you could tell, but there's French on here. But it is not from France. It is actually from West Africa, Benin and Togo. This one was actually made in Togo. So if you don't know where that's at, it's kind of like West Africa-ish, like on that little handle thing. Benin and Togo are right next to each other, and I believe Nigeria is on top or next to Benin, one of those. But I went on a trip to West Africa to shoot a documentary for someone who was trying to establish kind of like a community center in his hometown in Benin. So, and you know me, like wanting to collect everything I made sure that I had at least one Coke can. So yeah, this is from West Africa. And that very same year, during the summer, I had the opportunity to shoot another documentary in Europe. And the first country we went to, because I've never been to Europe, was Greece. And so this one is from Greece, as you can see. This one, I think, was like a special one. Like, you know, like where they have like the diet or whatever. This one says no calories. Oh, it says, and with sweetener from plant stevia. So I'm assuming that this is like one of the, like, you know, one of those like special drinks where it's not like a normal Coke and it's like a Coke Zero or like a, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, this one's from Greece. Wow. I've had Greek food before. Like a gyro. I think that's how you say it. Gyro. Gyro. And I remember we were like, there was a day trip we were visiting like the Pantheon and all that. Just looking at the Greek ancient ruins, and we were so hungry, and we stumbled upon this place, and they had gyros there, and I was like, I really want one, so I got one. I have never in my entire life literally reacted to the first bite of food. Usually I'm just like, oh, it's so good, like, wow. This one, I was literally speechless. I had a first bite and I was sitting there chewing my food and kind of just moving around on my chair, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so good. It was so good. I have never had food that delicious before, and I've been to a lot of countries, and that one was, I can't describe how good it was. I wish I could tell you where we ate, but it was just, But anyway, this is from Greece. And then after Greece, we went to Italy. We had a 1-day layover in Italy, but it was enough time for us to leave the airport, stay at a hotel. I don't remember what part of Italy we went to, but it was like not a very touristy place because not many people spoke English there. But I understood because I know Spanish, so I understood some things that they were saying. But yeah, so this one is from Italy that I think I got this like on the last day because I just like didn't have time to get it during the, you know, normal like just a normal one. Try to look for a normal one. This one's special because it's like, I guess it's like this like wrapper that was like, as you can see, that was I don't know, I think it was like a rapping competition. Anyway, this one's from Italy. So this next one is also a tall can. I don't know why people have them, but they do. This one is so we went to Greece first, and after that we went to, you know, Italy, the layover, and after that we went to Hungary. So this one is from Hungary, and this one we also did like quite a few things there. Shot another documentary, but yeah, this one was from Hungary. I learned a lot there. It was, wow, what an amazing country. I think I had goulash for the first time there, and it was so good. The one that I had was kind of like, it reminded me of like curry. It was like on rice, and I'm pretty sure there's like different ways of eating goulash, but that's like the one that I had, and it was so good. Anyway, from Hungary. Okay, so before I talk about my last one, after Hungary we had a layover in England for one day, and again we had the opportunity to sleep at a hotel, but we were so rushed I didn't get time to buy a Coke can from England. I did check at the airport, and I think I saw some, but once we passed a certain point I couldn't get any, like there was none, and I was super disappointed. So I've traveled to England, but I don't have a Coke can to show for it, but that just means I have to go back and get one. So this last one is probably the most interesting of them all, and if you see this, I'm pretty sure you know where this is from, but this is probably the most interesting. It looks like a grenade, and that's because it is. This is a fictitious language. That is because this is from Star Wars land, Galaxy's Edge, at Disneyland. We went, Katie and I went the week it opened, not the very first day because we're not insane, but we went the week it opened, and wow, I have never been so amazed. At that time, Katie had never seen Star Wars. I know. At that point, she had never seen Star Wars, and so she felt like out of all of, you know, the lands that she's obviously been to at Disneyland, that Galaxy's Edge was like the most well detailed. It was like super, like, you know, it was like you were actually in Star Wars, right? And so she felt like she couldn't appreciate it as much as I could have, you know, as much as I did. So this is basically from Star Wars land, you know, really not that special, you know, because it's still California, but still, you know, it's a nice memory, and it's something that you can still get today. Well, not right now, but today. Just a lot of memories. If you haven't gone yet, you should go. So that's my Coke can and bottle collection. You guys know the story behind every single one of those, whether they're important or not. I think it's just a nice memory to have of each and every one of those, and who knows what'll come next once all this is over. Obviously I do want to travel again, travel to countries that I haven't been to. But yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions, let me know on the comments below. I have more videos to come for you guys. If you guys want to know any more of collections that I have, let me know. I have a Funko Pop collection, I have a K-pop album collection, I have obviously the football kits collection, that if you guys are interested, so just let me know. I can make another one for you guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.